Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in to another thrilling episode of This Week in Real Estate. And if you're a follower, you may have noticed that I didn't get a video out last week, and that was because basically the entire family went down with a stomach bug. So that was a fun and exciting time. But we're back at it, and I pushed basically everything I could into this week. And so it's been a busy week of catch up and some new things as well. But we're all feeling better at home, which is a very, very good thing. So the market report during this time really hasn't changed a ton, so the numbers are almost identical to 2 weeks ago, to where Delaware County has 61 active listings for sale and 109 pending transactions going on, and that varied very slightly. And then same with Randolph County, it has 31 showing as active listings on the market and 21 pending sales. So about the same across the board. On to the good, the bad, and the ugly. So been on a lot of different types of listing appointments, and they're in various stages as far as, hey, we have a ton of work to do to get this place ready in order to purchase or in order to sell. So what do we need to do? Let's talk about timing, let's talk about pricing, things like that, all the way up to there are a couple properties in the process to where we have pictures being taken. I do have pictures back for one of ours, and that should be going active next week, and just waiting on a couple little repair items, things like that, to make it tip-top shape, ready to go. So that's good. And then obviously, if you read anything, watch anything, either my stuff or anybody else's stuff, you understand the supply chain essentially of homes right now are very, very low. So for instance, yesterday I did a little bit of research, and in kind of Muncie proper, if you will, so not out in the county, but in town somewhere with a Muncie address, I was looking for homes between $250,000 and $450,000. Strike that. From $250,000 to $500,000, there were 2 homes for sale in that price range. So that's obviously very indicative of what we've been seeing. But this time of year feels a little bit normal, even though the supply is well down of where we should be. It feels normal to where during this kind of nasty cold weather, people aren't quite moving around as much, not ready to list their homes. Now we have the same amount of buyers, and they're willing to go through the drifts and the ice and the snow to get their home. But as far as selling inventory goes, there's just obviously not a lot out there right now. But we've had some good weather days. If we get a string of just kind of spring-like weather, the phone starts ringing, and that's what I've kind of felt last few weeks. Once we get a couple days, and like this week is really nice so far, but if you've kind of paid attention, the listing, at least appointments, have been stacking up. Now they're not to market yet, but obviously before you get to market, you have to have those appointments and guide them to that point. And so again, it's kind of feeling normal-ish when it comes to timeline and weather and things like that. So I see some good things on the horizon. Now we're not going to have a bunch of inventory flood and cure the situation that we're in currently, but I think we're going to have some homes come up for sale where it's going to ease a little bit of the supply. So I'm sure other agents out there are probably seeing the same thing. So what else? So I was able to record a podcast with Laura Mickler with Ruoff Mortgage, and that was last week, and that should come out, I think she said the 8th, so today's the 3rd. I think that's coming out in about a week or so. And we just sat down and talked maybe 45 minutes to an hour. I really don't know how long it was, but about offers. So helping buying clients make basically a competitive offer in a competitive market, and tips and tricks and pitfalls and things like that. So that was a good conversation to have with her. And so again, that podcast will be coming out, and I'll share that once it's out in about a week or so. And not on the selling side of things, but on the buying side of things, I've been looking at quite a few properties for investing clients, some local, some out of state, and they're kind of running the gamut of what they're looking for, so kind of across all price points and different investing strategies for them. If it's going to be like a long-term rental, or they're looking to flip and they need to meet a certain percentage of profit for them, we're doing all of that, meeting with contractors along the way for the ones that aren't local. So I've been doing quite a bit of those showings, and so I made an offer on a few. I need to check my email to see where one is that we made an offer on yesterday. So I've been doing a lot of those. And also last week we had, I can't remember what day it was, but Randolph County United hosted an after hours event over here at the community center in Farmland, where they just had some of their personnel, if you will, come in and talk to some of us local business owners and things about Randolph County United, their mission, their support, and things like that. So Historic Farmland is a member of Randolph County United, and so being the vice president of that, I was over there representing them, and again, just kind of meeting everybody within their organization and other community members as well, and that went really well. So, and shout out to the Grazing Barn. They had this awesome, if I can find a picture I'll throw it up, awesome spread for us for supper, and that was amazing. So much appreciation there. And then one last thing, so local, at least on the local scene, baseball is starting as far as practices and getting kids signed up for league, even though the major leagues have not figured all that out. You bunch of jerks, figure it out. So at least the little kids will go out and have fun and play baseball if the big kids can't. Moving on to the bad, obviously being sick is no fun, but we are on the rebound there. And then another bad in transaction for Godman, our closing was scheduled, delayed once and then delayed again and now delayed again. There is kind of light at the end of the tunnel for a Monday or Tuesday closing. We'll see about that. So that one's seen it all. And thanks for John for sticking it out. And hopefully we get that one wrapped up very soon. And then the ugly, I don't have a ton of ugly stuff usually happen, but kind of in that realm this week, I got a bad review submitted. And it was actually from a client of another agent that we worked through a transaction with. And it was a hard transaction and everything didn't go according to plan, but they left me a bad review. They felt that they were slighted in one way or another, but basically in the simplest terms, it came down to what was in the contract that they wrote and they signed, and essentially we're holding them to that contract. And I just don't think they were adequately prepared or basically described what was in that contract from their agent, and that's kind of unfortunate. And so something kind of happened after the closing and they're not in agreement, and we're going to hold them to the contract that everybody signed. And in the end, it's a really easy fix. And unfortunately the other agent and these clients of theirs have just shut down, and there's nothing much I can do after something like this happens and after we're closed. And just unfortunate all the way around, but yeah, so all my reviews are not great for reasons like this. Somebody else's client wrote me a bad review. Great. Oh well, moving on. Cooking Corner with Curtis. So just now getting back to eating somewhat regularly, so not a whole lot of cooking going on. Simple as that. Our small group at church has started back up, and we meet usually once a week, and we have different theme nights there, and so looking forward to getting back to where I feel like eating. And so yeah, we always have different things and everybody's kind of a potluck, so those are always exciting and fun. And then kind of looking holistically at these videos I put out, obviously they run very long, and so I may discontinue this little section for a while just to see, or replace it with something else. And if you have any suggestions about replacing it with something else or a different type of video series, let me know, comment below, or just reach out and I'll be happy to entertain those. So we may set Cooking Corner with Curtis down just for a little bit, see what happens. But coming up, so another listing appointment tomorrow, and it'll be the first time I'm in this home. It's been going undergoing some renovations, and so we're going to go take a look at their progress and talk about price points and market and things like that. And then I'm going to a exciting planning commission meeting this evening for a property, so we will go to that and just have a good old time. And then on the personal side of things, yes, the weather is getting a little bit better, although I looked at the extended forecast. Today's a little bit cold, but up and up and up in temperatures, and then snow in the forecast again. So that's just part of living in East Central Indiana. So, and then going to a comedy show. I haven't been to a comedy show in quite a while this weekend with a few friends, and super excited to go there, have a good time. So that was it. Thanks for tuning in here for almost 11 minutes. Like I said, these things probably need to be a little bit shorter, but I am long-winded, so I appreciate you sticking it out. And as always, if you have any comments, any suggestions, please let me know. But until next time, I'll see you. Bye.